Welcome back, friends, to more Humankind. Continuing on with the expansion of... I don't even know what you call yourself. We're not really Babylonians, right? We just change in time. Are we whatever we happen to be in that era? So next era perhaps will be Greek. And actually just a couple turns here. And in fact, next turn, we should be moving up to the ability to move up an era. What I want to see is if we can wait and get extra stars in order to try to get more fame bonuses. So we'll see how that works. Kithra, or Scythedra, is growing as well. Lovely. Now, do you have any kind of unique resources? You don't have anything fancy. It's actually just outside of your borders. So you're not going to be a super fantastic town at the moment. That's okay. We're going to have our archers just hold fast for a few minutes. Again, we're trying to kind of combine our armies a little bit. We're going to have a horseman and 2 archers. And I think it might behoove us to wait for the warrior before going into combat. Now, we do have a little bit more money. How much does it cost to buy out a warrior? A warrior by themselves would cost us 293 gold. So we're a little bit away from that. We could also sacrifice our population. Ooh, we're also about to lose our population. Did I notice? How long has this been happening for? Rutrow. We have massive food. Oh, we lost everything. We lost everything from losing our outpost. When your outpost goes under siege, you lose all of its adjacency bonuses. Rutrow. Okay, got it. Good to know. We've been talking a little bit off and on about this expansion and building cities. Another thing to keep in mind, it seems as though you're going to want to know if you're going to plan a city or an outpost early on, because if you're only putting down an outpost, then it would make sense to get the biggest bang for your buck in terms of surrounding tiles, right? Because you get, whenever you attach an outpost to your city, you get that city or that area's initial surroundings, right? So if we put a city here, we would have 2, 3, so 5, 7, sorry, math is hard, 8, and then 10. 10 production on this tile, along with 2, 4, 6 food. So you get your initial area plus whatever's around it, and then I guess from there you can expand and put down more districts. Good way to turn on our archer friends. Okay, there's more archers. I think together we did lose population over here. So together we're going to have a strength of 17 plus 18. They've got 2 that are 23 or 22. If I can position the horsemen in front during a fight, we might be able to wipe out 1. So you guys can move how far? You can move all the way to up here. Let's see. We might have to do this farther back because they can actually respond to us as we do this. Let's move you here, you here, you here. Cannot be done as the army is locked. Oh, it was in the middle of moving. Okay. So our army has a strength of 53 versus this army's strength of 44. So we are stronger than the enemy. You've earned 7 stars and may now choose a new culture. Let's talk about that. We talked about the option of upgrading our era. Transcendence. Perhaps you've developed a special bond to your current culture. Changing era without changing culture is called transcendence. You keep your current affinity and emblematic district. And to reflect the prestige of such a move on the world stage, every future fame boost is granted a significant boost. Oh, any boost to fame gives you more. Or sorry, anytime you earn fame, you would get more because of this boost. This boost is cumulative, so it'll keep growing if you keep transcending. So every era, if we were to choose the Babylonians again, every time we get a bonus to fame, we would get 10% more. And if we choose Babylon throughout every era, this would be a compounding multiplier. This would stack together. So we might earn 20%, 30%, 40%, 50% fame on every little bit of fame we earn. But I kind of like the Greeks. So for the moment, I'm going to wait, though. Can I wait? I actually don't know if I can wait. I think I can wait. How long until we get... I actually cannot see my star screen anymore. Do we lose that ability? Maybe we have to choose something. don't particularly... I don't see how to get back to our screen that showed us all of our different stars. Well, actually here, if I hover over scientist, we're at 13 out of 15 technologies. If we can get 2 more technologies, we'll get a... I think we'll get that bonus star. Let's just see if we can end the turn. Okay, looks like we can. They're going to finish pillaging in 2 turns, so let's go ahead and start this fight. Oh, they have charged us. That is so fascinating. I love that
only in the mind's eye.
They actually will move during your turn to meet you. So we're going to do manual battle here. And I want my archers to be on the high ground, Anakin. I might even pull my horsemen back to the high ground for better defense. So we're going to end the deployment. Oh, God. They are way far down. So we have the high ground. So no matter... as long as you're 1 step above, it looks like you get the high ground bonus. Okay, this is good. We're going to focus on the guys that are right next to us.
No fear.
Oh my God, they're so strong. The horsemen, I think... Can I just have them defend? The unit will not move or attack, and it will benefit from a combat strength bonus. Let's go ahead and defend, because we're blocking 1 line of attack. Oof, they are beating the crap out of our horsemen. Our horsemen might wind up dying here. These guys I don't think can even attack at all.
Charge!
Excellent. If we come down here to attack... Oh, there's no path to the destination. There really is only 1 path because of the sheer cliff face. That's kind of impressive, honestly. Then we might be able to whittle this guy down, take some damage on this scout, and then maybe trade places so that everyone takes a little bit of damage and 1 unit doesn't take all of it. Like, actually, right now would be good. Let's finish this guy off. And we're going to swap... Uh-oh. Oh, they can only be swapped during deployment. Can I move through you? I can. So you're going to retreat. You're going to start whittling down this enemy as well. Oh, this is perfect. The battle round limit per turn has been reached. The battle will continue next turn. Oh! So that's how you can actually get I think you can get reinforcements into a fight. How crazy is that? If I bring any other unit in here, I think they would be able to reinforce because this is such a long, drawn-out battle. What an interesting system. Animal magic. As the harvest season draws close, the common folk are worried. With many farms scattered across the Empire last year, an infestation of rodents plundered granaries. Do we get cats or do we get ferrets? That's great. Cats are bigger, but they can't catch all the mice, but they're more resilient. Or ferrets, they're smaller, more efficient, even if they are more fragile. Well, we're not really going to be pushed out of... Oh, we would be pushed out of the category of progress. So let's go ahead and pick ferrets. I assume this is going to come back to bite me in the butt at some point. Literally a ferret butt bite. Okay, so it's next turn. Let's go back to our combat. They did attack our archer. However, now we can finish them off, and our scout didn't die. That was epic. That's such a fun system. Oh, that is so cool. I've not done a big battle yet. Boy, this is going to make a huge difference when it comes to large-scale warfare between enemies and between other countries. Oh, yeah. I tell you what, I think, by the way, I didn't mean to pull this up. I wonder if I can do this without screwing up my stream. I wanted to take a quick peek. Sorry for the random pop-up here. I wanted to take a quick peek at the game to see how it's doing on Steam. I think it's got a bunch of good reviews so far, mostly positive and user reviews. A lot of positive reviews for the larger... Well, these actually don't. Gamer Review, IGN, Game Reader... Yeah, okay, so they did get a pretty decent review. I was kind of curious of what the reception was so far. All right, well, nice job, team. We're going to go ahead and have everyone heal back up. We actually have a warrior unit now available, too, so I'm going to go ahead and attach them to our archers, and we'll make kind of one army that can respond to any enemy threats. Now that we know that these buggers over here are going to come visit us every so often. What a bunch of jerks. All right, so you guys can mesh together. You're going to continue to heal up. And I am again waiting. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be waiting any longer. We would have 10 turns where we're not in the next era.
To harness the power of water itself in order to feed your people. That should make you popular.
No kidding. Are we losing anything by not taking the next level? We would get a passive bonus that we're not getting right now. So 2 science per researcher. So we are losing some possible science that we could have had, but it's not a ton. Honestly, it's not much at all. It's 2 science per turn. So I think it's actually worthwhile to wait to see if we can't trigger the next affinity star? Possibly. We can also set cities into collective minds. All industry and money is converted into science. Let's try this out. Let's try collective minds out, because this should bump up. Holy crap. Hello? 100% of its industry and money is converted into science. Also, it's surplus food. Oh, that's epic. That was a massive boost, though. Look how much science we're getting now. Weren't we getting, like, a really small amount beforehand? 98 all of a sudden. That's kind of crazy. All the extra food, all the extra industry. That we have a massive amount of industry. That does make sense. So that means we actually might finish this research very quickly. It's one turn for this one. It'll be 2 turns for the next one.
But the actions of thinkers and movers who will touch every aspect of civilization.
Epic. Let's grab trade. Standing army gives us the swordsman. It gives us access to iron, though. Military camps. I think I'm going to grab standing army in order to reveal iron, which might be up here, which might give us... Oh, this is going to be a strategic resource, not a luxury. So I don't think we're going to get the bonus to the word that I forgot. Stability. So we got another star, I think. Did we get another star? I don't know, but we're about to get something right now as soon as we change that. We end this turn. Let's go ahead and pull our scouts out. Release our scouts, and we'll go have them go back to making new territories. I'm going to go this way to make a new territory. This army, I'm going to just set them, I guess, at this outpost, since this was the closest one to our potential enemy. And we'll just have them post up. So go ahead and just have them station themselves here. Right, so there we go. So standing army has been researched. Also, we got our era star. Can I open this up? Ah, so this is the only way to get back to your era star screen, or your era screen. So, thankfully, we actually finished 2 of these types of, I guess, collections here. So we did the scientist stars and the aesthete stars, or aesthete stars. And we got the bonuses for that as well. So we're up to 15. Oh, wow, we look at that. We catapulted into first place because we're using this reward system, this tiered reward system. That was fantastic. So now that I've got my scientist star, I think it's about time to go ahead and move up to the next era. Oh, God. Okay, we can do it from here. And I think I'm going to choose the Greeks. Carthaginians would get a Kothon, which is a trade port, along with war elephants. This is a district fortification increase, more industry. We don't really have a lot of water going on in this map. This is so cool, but you could, if you're in a very watery map with continents or islands, going down the route of like Phoenicians, then Carthaginians, what would the next one be? I bet the next era would be, oh, what was that town? It's filled with water. Not the Vatican. Why can I not think of this town? The canals of the trade city. Oh my God. Venice. It starts with a V. So maybe Venice would be in the next era. You know what? I think I can actually see this. Let's go to the encyclopedia real quick. It's a little hard to see, but up here at the top, you can change the button and then see what is in the next couple of areas. So we've got right, so we're going to be actually moving into era 3, or we're going towards era 3. We've got the Teutons, the Norsemen, Mongols, Khmer, Franks, Ghanaians, English, Byzantines, Aztecs, and Umayyads. There's the Venetians. The Venetians are in the early modern era. Spanish, Poles, Ottomans, Mughals, Ming, Joseon, the Haudenoese, perhaps, Edo-Japanese, and the Dutch. Those silly Dutch. Austro-Hungarian, British, French, Germans, Italians, Mexicans, Persians, Russians, Siamese, Zulu, followed by Americans, Australians, Brazilians, Chinese, Egyptians, Indians, Japanese, Soviets, Swedes, and Turks. How cool. What a fascinating system. This is so very unique. And they did say there's like, isn't it 7? They're a huge fan of 7 here. Isn't it 7 per? 7 per 7 per 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Math is hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, it is. It's 10 times, what is it? 10 times all of these different eras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 64. 61. So 61 possible. You always start with this one. So 60 various combinations. What is it? 60 times itself? I don't remember how that works to get the possible combinations, but it's over 1 million possible combinations at the end of the day. Very, very cool. All right. I got excited there for a minute. So we're just finishing up our collective, whatever the heck this is. We will be moving into... I didn't even choose the Greeks yet. I wanted to look at some of these other ones. So combat strength, we get a tumulus. Just seeing if anything really jumps out at me. The Marians or Mayurans. It's just Mayans in a strange way. We have a stupa, which increases the influence. Also some science. It does act as a science outpost. Anything else that does a lot on... here we go. The Romans. We get a triumphal arch, which gives us influence and stability. Praetorian guards would probably require iron, which we might have access to. Influence and stability would be kind of helpful. But I think there are other options towards stability. This has already been chosen. These three have already been chosen. Okay, so it only shows you in order of things that haven't been chosen, starting with your existing culture. Let's go ahead and grab the Greeks. I think I want to adopt the Greeks as our next culture. So we've been upgraded to some sweet Greekish armor. It's super Greeky. Okay. Next up is continuing to expand our outposts. Let's throw another outpost down in this territory just to continue expanding our area of influence. Kind of meh, it looks like. 6, 7, 10, 5, 10, 5, 10, 6. I think 6, 7 is a pretty good mix, although... yeah, it really is no other alternative here. Let's just go ahead and tuck it in this little gap here. This is our next outpost. There is a peaceful group. So that means there's Scythians here. The Scythians are probably in this tile. So maybe we'll have our explorers head that way. We only have one city currently working on the wonder at Babylon. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. We're actually going to help with our main city as well. So both cities... Select which one of your cities will dedicate its production. I chose a second city. Oh, we don't have any extra production because it's all going towards this this mine thing. The collective mines. Okay, we'll wait for the next couple turns to see how much this would really be. We are going to be able to unlock one more thing. I think rhetoric is fantastic because it brings us closer to theaters, which gives us more influence. And influence helps you expand your territory, etc., etc., ad nauseum.
As urban centers grow, both ideas and sewage are generated at a record pace. Arts and sciences flourish as military tactics and mathematical equations become as coveted as physical goods. Empires struggle to control these intangibles, however, as some might trouble their stability.
Huh.
New ideas lead to new strategies, and I'm sure the Greeks will spend time arguing the merits of them all.
Yeah, this is so cool. We're growing. Our entire area is changing in design. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, the buildings change. Oh, I love this game so far. Guys, I love this game. It's really, really good. Honest to God, I saw some people really flaming this about like it's a straight copy of Civ, and I'm like, no, it's so different. I mean, yeah, obviously we're doing a 4x, civilization builder, but there's only so much you can, originality you can put into a game, right? You have to build cities somehow, right? A city has existed before civilization, so yeah, of course you have to have cities down, but the different systems at play here are so unique. Sorry, I'll stop fanboying here for just a minute and focus on what we're doing. One more turn left of this mine thing, and then we should be able to see how long it's going to take us to finish the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. That's where we hang people, obviously.
Follow me.
Our scout, I think I want to move a little bit down to the south. I wanted to grab that curiosity real quick, but we'll move down south to see if we can't reveal. Oh, we can't. Where are you from? Barizians. What is this? Barizons? Is this just a regional type of name? Maybe. I love that roads are automatically being generated too. That's kind of cool. So you can see roads expanding between your cities. So nifty. Maybe you guys are farther out. We know we've got, well, it would actually show us if there's another culture around. I don't see anything. This is water, I believe. So we'll continue to use you to expand our territory. I think I want to go up here because there is some iron that we're going to eventually have access to once we finish with the... Do we just get that technology, though? I did. Okay, so this is not iron, because we would have revealed this. Is this like uranium? Can I actually visually see anything? You don't yet know what mystery lies here. Okay. We did reveal iron down here, so we do have iron in this territory. So I believe I'm going to go south instead. So we'll send them over this way to make our next area. At some point, I want to make another city, and I might make another city on this side of the world. We've already got Sipar and Babylon fairly close together, so maybe putting a city down over here might not be a bad idea. The Egyptians have reached the ancient era and kept their tradition. The Egyptians are staying Egyptian. Very good. We are still in first place. We are a little bit behind on the next level of era stars, and it looks like they're the same thing. Earn money, kill units, unlock sciences and stuff like that. Fair enough. Socratic methods are our passive bonus. This is our... Oh, do we get to keep this? 2 science per research, technology, and capital. I think so. So this is going to stack per technology. So really, if you're going for a science quote-unquote victory, which is not necessarily true, but if you're going for a science victory, stacking these is going to be quite useful. Oh, it's not the per technology. This one is 2 science per researcher. So this is where you want to have a huge population to fill up every type of slot in your city. Oh, hold up. You can go past the 5 limit. Oh, God, I feel like every 5 minutes I'm going, oh, that's really interesting. It really is, though. It's a brand new game, so we're learning so many things. So the upper limit can constantly change. I thought we could only ever have upwards of 5 at a time. Well, shows me for assuming. Let's go for a balanced policy and see what the game decides to do. So we have 0 industry. Really? Do we really have 0 industry? I don't think we do. It must be because we're in the last turn of the... Yeah, we're in the last turn of this affinity thing. Oh, I can stop this? Oh, I did. There we go. We have 82 industry in... Whoa, 82 in Babylon? From what? 36 from the districts. Administrative center, makers quarters, main plaza. 28 from exploitation. Wow. This is fantastic amounts of production. So it's only going to take us 8 turns to finish the Hanging Gardens. What kind of wonders do we have available in this one? We do have new things available to us. We've got the Mausoleum at Halicarnassus has been claimed. The statue of Zeus has been... Wow, all of these have been claimed. So Stonehenge is still available. Colossus of Rhodes and the Lighthouse at Alexandria. So stability plus vision range, naval units get to move farther. We are on a Pangea map, so this is not going to be as useful. Nothing else really fantastical. Colossus of Rhodes, kind of the same thing. Militia are not lost over time during sieges, and you get stability and fame. I mean, I kind of like the wonders that are just straight up fame. Fame and stability seem like they're really, really useful. We're sitting at 42% and 57% respectively on stability between our 2 cities. Lovely. We do have a city cap of 4 at this point, and honestly, we should have enough influence to go ahead and expand another city here soon. So, was this a good city-ish? I mean, it's nothing amazing. Oh, it is next to a wonder, right? Oh, it is next to a wonder, that's right. This is contained inside the territory, so we get natural wonder control. 5 influence, 10 stability on the city, and 10 money on this city. That's useful. So, I mean, it's not the most productive area. Actually, production kind of sucks. Production really sucks over here. A lot of production up north. We could try to extend like a farmer's quarter, and a maker's quarter in this direction, like a straight line, because that would give us more area to exploit. Oh, that's right. This would not give us access to this because this is outside of our border. Yeah, this is kind of weak sauce in terms of production, so we'd have to artificially create production here. This is probably the best place for production that we had. So this is definitely not looking like a great spot for a city. Instead, maybe we come down here. We have a bunch of 3 tiles, not so much on food. Haven't done much with harbors yet. Maybe we can expand harbors. Maybe harbors get a bonus over time, much like how you unlock irrigation. maybe you can actually do it so that harbors get more value as well. Maybe it makes all water tiles give you a +1 for food. Let's see what the game says about a recommendation. It is not giving us any recommendations in this area, maybe because we have no turns left. 8, 10, 7, 6, 8, 7. I think this spot would not be bad. It's right up against the mountainside. 8, 9. Yeah, I think this is pretty good. We get a lot of production out of the gate. We don't have to do a lot when it comes to production zones. Although the food is kind of funky. Does a harbor count? No, a harbor does not count. Which is really the best type of district to be right here. Because it gives us access to, like, everything around us. But that doesn't... Ooh, maybe a harbor does. Hang on, let me look at if a harbor gives you exploitation of everything around it. Harbor... It does exploit everything around it. So if we were to build a city here, we could place a harbor here and get access to these 3 areas. So an additional 6 food. An industrial district here would give us access to mountains. It's just right away, it may not seem all that great. 7, 6. It's pretty neutral. Let's go ahead and put an outpost here. We'll try it out. I think this is going to be the spot for our new city. Nothing super amazing, but we can attach this next zone, which is going to have both iron and papyrus. So a bit of a stability bonus, not stability. Epic stuff. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this so far. I just don't know the meta order of things just yet. Turn pending, population gain. Sipar's population has gone up. We've got rhetoric unlocked. So we have the theater now. Can we improve? I don't know any benchmarks. I don't know what a good benchmark is for industry yet. 28 from exploitation. Comparatively, we're at 13 for exploitation in Sipar. So maybe Sipar could use a couple more industry. Well, the problem with this, actually, is that we can't go through the mountain. So we're actually kind of stuck when it comes to production. We have to rely on the mountains side. So we might be just a little bit foobarred. What makes this better? Oh, here we go. Stoneworks would give us a +1 on a mountain, +1 on the stone field, +1 on a rocky field, which are, I think, over here as well. This is woodland. So all of this area would get an extra +1. So I think the order might want to be a industrial zone here. Why would this give us so much? +2 from exploitations. Right, that makes sense. These 2 would then be accessible. -1 food, because we're basically eating the land. +1 from synergies on adjacent districts and exploitation. So we raise up our... which one is it? 6, 1... Sorry, I'm trying to find all the math and how it kind of pans out. We increase our neighboring adjacency bonus by 1. We get 1, 2 here, 1 here. Where's this other one coming from? It says something like... I lost that tooltip. +1 from adjacent exploitations. From synergies on adjacent exploitation. Maybe this one goes up because we have 2 things here. And at the bottom of that tooltip, it says we're going to get +1 from the district. Okay, we'll try that out. So 1 there. And then I'm going to go ahead and unlock stoneworks, and I probably will unlock lumberyard, because this city is going to need as much help as it can get when it comes to production, because in and of itself, it's kind of weak. We are going to be losing some stability, so -10 from that, and we're going to counter that by queuing up the aqueduct for the future. Got it. The Sands of Time. Recently traveling across an antique desert land in the hinterlands of your empire, you came across a curious sight. 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone, beside which lied a shattered visage, and on a pedestal of these works, look on my works and despair. Nothing besides remained. Interesting. So, you reign supreme, the most famed leader in the world, and yet you will still be remembered in a century, millennium, and an aeon. How best to find immortality? Do we preach, do we write, or do we venerate? We can get patriotic, which gives us a reduction on military units. Bountiful gives us more food. And on 2 targets. 2 targets? Fascinating. And venerate gives us fanatical on 2 targets as well. 50 faith on district. I guess we'll do preach, because this does push us towards the liberty. Do I get to choose the targets, or does it just automatically do it for me? I think it does it for me. Yep, there's Bountiful. Maybe if you had more than 2 cities, it would actually ask you which ones to choose, but because we don't have anything, we don't really have a choice. I don't know. Let's move into this next zone. Again, I wanted to put down a new outpost over here somewhere in order to get access to Papyrus and Iron. 11-3, this is an 8-10 zone right here. I think this might not be bad. Again, this is just going to be an outpost, I think. So we shall put down the outpost. We are waiting for Alderamin to grow. I should have probably started Alderamin with a bigger army, because it reduces the amount of time it takes to build an outpost. Let's move our army into the next zone, and maybe we can see that in action. Trade explorations look good. Do we need to start focusing down the tree maybe a little bit better? We're already pretty deep into rhetoric. Theology would give us access to festival. It does seem like both influence and buildings that give you stability are kind of purplish. Did you notice that? Or pink? Not quite guaranteed, but I haven't found anything yet that gives me either stability or influence that isn't purplish. So I think that's kind of an underlying hint of where we are. We're in the medieval era. Oh, this would be in the medieval era. Can we research this now? We could. We could research this if we wanted to. I don't think I want to do that, though. Can I just unqueue by clicking on that? We can. What a nice, satisfying interface it's got. Probably fortifications after that just to catch up again. Again, we are doing a lot of technologies because Babylon gets a bonus, +2 bonus for every technology it researches, a base +2. Eventually, that's, I'm sure, going to be outpaced by just, you know, having more people. But yeah, Brilliant Philosophers is earning us 32 science per turn. So it does seem somewhat useful. It's like almost half of our science. Alreshka has converted to a new religion, which is Beepism, I'm pretty sure. There we go. So let's see what kind of outpost we could have. 10-15 to the northwest. That seems fine. We'll place that down next turn. Our horsemen, I think I'm going to set our horsemen off on a bit of an adventure. We did grab this new territory. So we're kind of expanding quite far now. We don't have everything attached yet, but we are expanding quite a bit. Greeks are the religious leader. We finally have 25 followers, so we are able to now choose, it looks like, we're now able to choose a, what do you call these? A tenant. But we don't actually do, we did. This was available as soon as we placed down our holy site, which, no, sorry, it's not. But Babylon is not done yet. Hanging Gardens of Babylon. So I guess you don't necessarily need to have a unique place. You just need to have 25 followers. Okay. Must just be the symbol for the base of the religion. So, a shoe gluttony would give us 5 money on luxury resource deposits. 2 stability on rivers, just as a resource. 1 influence on mountains. 1 unit upkeep. Whoa, 1 unit upkeep on unit? Do we have a maximum army we can get? Have I missed that somewhere? 1 unit upkeep on unit. That's kind of phrased strangely. Army upkeep. Maybe 1 gold. Maybe that's what it meant and it's just kind of awkwardly phrased. 1 unit upkeep on unit. That might be 1 gold upkeep. I'm not sure. Or maybe a free unit, perhaps. Purge idleness gives us more food. Ah, there we go. If we lived on the coast or on lakes, we would get more food from each tile. Coastal water or a lake. So this is absolutely needed if you are an island hopping civilization or you are doing kind of like a Phoenician playthrough. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. I might do a Phoenician playthrough in the next run, trying to make our own Carthage, perhaps. Actually, is Carthage one of the possibilities? Did I miss that before? I know I'm going all over the place, but I'm really curious to see if they all build into each other. Are they available this era? It was, yeah, Carthaginians was one of the options. Okay, sorry about that. I get really distracted by shiny things. Well, we don't necessarily need that. Seek wisdom. 5 science on strategic resource deposits. Somebody already claimed this. The Harappan shamanism, you bastards, and they've claimed tithe the wealthy. War support when opponents retreat, and war support when you win a battle on relations. Okay. Well, we have a lot of luxury deposits. We're a little bit short on gold production. I didn't invest a lot in gold production yet. So this would be something like 5, 10, 15, 25 to 30 or so gold per turn. Could be useful. 2 stability on the river. I think it just comes as a resource. You just would suddenly get a resource called stability. We don't have a ton of it. We'd only get 2 here. There is a nice amount along this river, but it's not the equivalent of 1 building. It'd be a relatively small amount. Anything that's linked, of course, would give us this bonus as well. So all of this would turn into stability, which would be quite nice. Just 2 stability, 4, 6, 8, plus whatever else we could reach. That might be nice to offset some of our issues. I think I'm going to go with Eschew Gluttony. 5 money on luxury resource deposit. This also increases the number of holy sites we can have. Let's try this out. There we go. So we are eschewing gluttony. Thus, therefore, vis-a-vis, we should now be getting +5. Yes, we are. The Greeks have enacted eschew gluttony for your religion. So there is our +8 on that, +8 over here. So we are getting quite a bit more gold per turn. This jumped up from like 20-something to 60-something. And I've not really bought a lot of items, and since you can buy most of your buildings, this might be more important than I've been, giving it credit for. We have unlocked trade expeditions, which increases, it allows taxation. We don't have any money plazas down here. We may want to try to look into that. And I think we just got a free unit. We did. We just got a free swordsman unit. I'm going to have him head all the way home. You guys have built Rastaban. I kind of forgot to look, but look at how much Rastaban is already ready to go compared to, say, our other outposts, Alderaman, which took 4 turns. This only needed 1 turn because we had such a big army building it in the first place. So Rastaban will be ready in a turn. The other area will be ready in a turn. Malmok is already built. Let's go ahead and queue up a outpost. Oh, can I not do it here? Is this a luxury that I can't get? Or maybe it's just something that's not exploitable. Add artisan quarter to the construction queue of Malmok. That's weird. I had to manually click the icon above the symbol for that to kind of queue up. But we are going to get those 2 resources, though. We are going to get iron, which is nice. The swordsman unit, I think, does require iron. We didn't have any. But we got a free unit because we picked up a curiosity, a goody hut, basically. Oh, the swordsman does not require anything special. Fair enough. Fair enough. Did we get a unique unit from the Greeks? I think we did. Yeah, there it is. It's hoplites, which also require copper, which is, I think, the only source of copper is all the way over here. You know what? Since we're so close to it, I think it's about time we go ahead and expand this way. We'll stab westward. This will be maybe our most western expanse of our culture, of our civilization. That'll give us access to copper. We have a lot of unique abilities here. Religious tolerance. Followers of the Empire's religion continue to grow, but within the temples and holy places, tensions brew. Okay, so we are having different sects of our religion coming up. Either open-minded or religious hostility. More influence on territories if they follow the state religion. Adds a new grievance against empires with a different state religion. Well, obviously, we're definitely seeming to go more peaceful. Open-minded would bring us back into the center neutral space, which would give us more stability. So I'm all about this. Let's go ahead and influence that, or enact that.
Until they start worshipping delivery services and bank accounts.
It's a little bit too close to home, game. Thanks. So Alderaman is going to be our expansion, I think, next turn. 510 would turn this outpost into a city. I think I'm going to do it right away because I did want to put down another city. So Athenae. Oh, that's cool. It's basically Athens, and we get a unique little style here. How cool is that? I wonder if every city, if you build a city during a certain era or cultural era, you get a unique set of buildings, because this did not change, right? This was built in the original first era. Does that mean I missed a Babylonian type of building? No, because this was Babylonian. We had to have Babylon to make a city. How neat is that? You don't need really get help at all on the Hanging Gardens project, but you probably will need some more stuff. Amphitheater is our unique building from being Greek. I haven't really thought through a lot of these just yet, so how are we doing immediately? We're at 8 and 10. I think food always seems to be a pretty good choice. I believe I wanted to do a harbor. Oh, this is not quite what I thought it would be. Ah, it only gives you, that kind of makes sense, right? It only gives you access to water-based resources. But it does it from 2 tiles away, though. Okay, so by placing this here, we would get 5 food, because we'd basically get access to this entire lake. What I was hoping for is to get access to some of this stuff over here. Let's do... These are all 20 turns each. I think I want to start out immediately with a Maker's Quarter to try to get access to our 2 mountains here. So we'll do that. And then maybe we'll queue up Stoneworks after the fact. 2 more turns, though, until we're done with our first wonder. Army, my army, hello, upgrades? Oh, that's right, we can upgrade units. That makes sense. Let's go ahead and upgrade you to Swordsman, since we have a huge influx of money lately. You know what I haven't noticed is experience. Do we get experience on units? I love the upgrade system. Heal, upgrade, not upgrade, I should say the experience system. It doesn't look like there's an experience system here. Maybe they just don't have enough yet, but I don't see one available. Archers are just archers. Oh, nope, I'm incorrect. There is a veterancy system. Here we go. So current level of skill and experience, the unit raises the unit's combat. I was gonna say, that's a little bit weird that this game would not include that. So thankfully it does have it right here. And so you can curate and promote units over time to create some kind of a massive monstrosity of a fighting force. Epic stuff. You guys are now in the new territory. Let's grab this curiosity first and see where our, let's see, 40 science, or sorry, 40 culture and 30 science, lovely, or influence, I should say. In this area, not a whole lot going. We don't have any water at all. So placing a city here would allow us to place something down that exploits science on this rock. So I think right in the center is pretty good. 7, 9. Then we get access to both of these tiles if we put down like a science district. If we turn this into a city. We do have room for another city too. Or if we just connect it. If we connect it over to Athena, gosh, Athens. I'm going to do this so I stop getting confused. Athens. Give me that ancient Athens name. If we connect this with this, we can then place down... Because I think you can connect it... You can build a district anywhere, right? It simply has to be touching. Yes, it can start from that outpost. Even though you're doing it from your home city, this is all considered to be one giant territory. I don't know what the benchmarks are. I mean, I guess we could put a ton of effort into getting more and more industry. This would give us 10 industry, 11 up here. There's just a free 11 or 12. There's a 12 down here because we suddenly have access to more mountains. Why don't we do this next? And I think I wanted to try to build one of the... Oh, we don't have that yet. It was the culture-looking building. I did want to add that to our list. The Imperial Power. Let's go ahead and queue this up. Because this is going to be a big one for us, especially if we put it right here. Because we're going to have 2 industrial zones, 1 more industrial, so 3 industrial zones here. And then the, I wanted to put down another astronomy house right here. What is our new building, by the way? Our new building is the amphitheater. 2 science per adjacent district. So amphitheater could go here, the other one could go right next to it, and we'd have a lovely surrounded area with heavy bonuses to adjacencies. Counts as a research quarter. Yeah. Both of these could go on these one production tiles. Awesome stuff. Wait, that's right, we lost the ability to put down our astronomy house. Ah, you can only do that when the air, you can only do it once per city or once during an era. Let's see in Athens. We don't have that. So you can only do the unique building once you are in that same area. Did we lose our unique unit too? We did not. It did become a random unit we could recruit, but it looks like we've lost the building itself. The district itself, I should say. That is the sciencey district here, the astronomy house. So I should have probably put down a couple more of those, thinking ahead. Okay, finishing up some turns here. I will try to progress a little bit more until the end of the episode is pretty much right now, but I'll do a couple more turns. Let's try to finish this wonder to see what happens at the end of a wonder. And yeah, we'll go ahead and combine this into a lovely, huge army. This is, oh, you can actually increase the size of the composition size of your army by unlocking more researches or civics. I should say technologies. Oh, army composition. How about that? It's right here. Is it because I looked at it? No. As your horizons widen, your armies grow in lockstep with your ambition. Okay, so show the details. +1 combat strength or 30% unit cost. Conscripts versus professional soldiers. 205 influence to do this. This would push us towards liberty, which is kind of, we're already in the right area for liberty anyways, or send us back towards authority. This reduces the unit industry cost. This increases the strength of a unit. This is honestly kind of weak, I think. 30% cheaper cost seems way better than professional soldiers. I mean, RP-wise, historically, I like the idea of professional soldiers more, but mechanically, in a game sense, I think conscripts are the better choice because of the unit industry cost. 30% cheaper to build a unit seems way more important, especially when units are talking, we're talking like, you know, an 18th strength archer versus a 23 strength chariot. Like, if there were maybe 4 and 5 strength, maybe this would be a big enough bonus, but I don't think it's worth it. Unless they somehow come back to haunt me, I guess, in the future. We don't have enough either way to make a decision, so let's go ahead and skip the turn. Fortification has been researched. We should have finished. Babylon.
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
Hey, there we go.
Worth a cooling visit during a hot summer, regardless of what city they are built in.
Well, guess what? It's built in Babylon / Sipar. But we have successfully built a wonder. Lovely, there we go. So we have a 20 influence increase, which is quite helpful. Now, is this across the board? This is what I wanted to see. No here. Yes here. There it is. So, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, it did give it to the city it's inside of. That makes sense. So we did not get a massive stability boost. But to be fair, the capital already has like the equivalent of 2 free wonders and a half. Because they have a +50 from just being the capital. So building wonders in a city that's not your capital might help to offset some of those stability issues. Or maybe it just encourages you to expand quickly at the start of the game. Well, there we are, friends. I think we're doing okay. Let's take a look at the score at the end of this episode. We've moved down to 2nd place. The leader is already 4 stars into this era. So we're a bit behind. To be fair, I have been focused a lot on science, but it does look like you may want to spread out your wings a bit and make sure you're generating enough culture or taking enough territory. Also, saving territory for the next era seems kind of important, right? Because I don't know if this exponentially grows during each era increase, the amount of territories you need to have attached in order to successfully complete 1 star. Some of these are just automatic, but I mean, we're going to have a pretty decent push for gold now that we've increased our gold output. I could see us doing this one and this one. Of course, we were going to continue to push for more science. We've got agrarian stars, which is for population, so we continue to grow our population and how many units we have as well. Oh, Babylon's population has fallen because we're not able to feed all the peoples, so we are going to have to look into that soon as well. But I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. Thank you so much for joining me. Catch you again in the next episode, friends. Until then, take care.